Hello, my Panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be covering 90 Day the Other Way, Season 6, Episode 6. Fair warning, I have not really put on my empathy pants today, so if I sound like I'm really annoyed, it is because I am really annoyed. Some of these people are absolute morons. Hello! So let's just get into it. Let's start things off with Sarpur and Shekinah. Sarpur is out here shaken in his reformed bad boy boots because he knows exactly what kind of a dickbag he used to be to every single one of his exes.
I don't have any clue what she says to Shekinah. That really makes me nervous.
So in order to try and wash away any of Shekinah's doubts, he has her meet up with him at a furniture store to buy her a vanity set. Something that she has only been asking him to get her for literal months.
Sarpur should be concerned. My mind is spinning from everything I just learned, and shopping is not going to fix it.
Sarpur is clearly a giant ball of anxiety, and he tells us that the old Sarpur, he didn't care how he treated women because he didn't care if they hated him after he f***ed and chucked them. But he is now realizing that his actions came with consequences that he now has to pay, and wouldn't you know, he's scared.
What did she say?
She was very affected by the way you treated her.
In a good way or in a bad way?
A bad way, of course.
In a bad way, I treated her.
Sarpur acts super surprised that Noor thinks he treated her poorly, and come on, dude, no amount of god-awful acting is going to take away the fact that you made this face when Shekinah said that she was gonna meet up with her. Now, if this is not an oh shit, I'm f***ed face, I really don't know what is.
She said that you told her you loved her.
She is not buying his fake-ass laugh, and she tells him that this doesn't seem super out of character for him.
This is your pattern. You told me you loved me 3 days in. I thought he must say this to everyone because, like, how can he love me? He just met me.
She then brings up how when they started dating and saying I love you, it wasn't until her second trip to visit him in Turkey when he was like, okay, now I'm gonna start taking this relationship seriously and I'll be faithful to you starting today. And she was like, oh, the f you mean you're gonna start being faithful to me starting today?
I really don't remember that time.
Well, ain't that convenient? They get kicked out of the store, and Sarpur tells us that there honestly is no use in Shekinah digging up his past because it's only going to cause her to have more trust issues. Old Sarpur was the one who used to treat women like objects, not this Sarpur. Now, this Sarpur is just a lovey-dovey, fluffy little bun. His words, not mine. I think accountability will go such a long way in this situation because what she's asking for is reassurance to put faith in you that you are not going to treat her the way that you treated all of the women in your past. How are you gonna give that to her if you can't even admit that you used to treat women like trash?
I didn't deceive her. Believe in me about that.
And she seemed sincere, wanting to warn me.
You wanna know what causes trust issues? Lying, and really badly. Let's move on to Meitalia and James. Baby bitch James is staying at a hotel with Meitalia for a few nights because he wants to bang it out as much as possible, which would be a little uncomfortable to do in her house, considering her entire bloodline still lives there. This is the only considerate thing that I've seen him do so far, and I am gonna bet that this is gonna be the only considerate thing that we see him do this entire season. And I'm serious, I will give Poe 20 bucks if he proves me wrong.
We definitely want to be able to get really close, probably a few times, actually touchy each other, if you know what I mean.
Have you guys ever met someone and been like, oh my God, what a cute face? And then you get to know that person, and then all of a sudden, that cute face becomes the most punchable thing in the entire world? That is James's face to me. He tells us that he's super nervous about sitting down with her parents because he's gonna have to say, hey, we're moving to Indonesia forever, and hey, we're gonna have to live in your house, and hey, you're gonna have to give us jobs because we don't have any money.
I feel like I'm stepping into a war zone, and I'm not dressed for combat.
They get to her house, and James is clearly very underwhelmed.
It looks like I'm stepping into a prison. There's nothing done in this room. I would never be able to sleep, not in this room.
Maybe, just maybe, if you had given them some notice that you were going to be moving there forever, they would have prioritized the renovations a little bit more.
Naik ke atas dulu ya.
Let's go up there first.
Pa, So big.
Why did you say that with an accent? They do not understand English. You saying English words with an Indonesian accent is not gonna change that. You are not Pocahontas. Mother Willow ain't here. Thankfully, her parents are not shy in sharing their disappointment in James, and they tell him that James promised to learn their language, and it's been 5 years, and he knows how to say 3 things.
Cicak.
Cica.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to learn. I want to learn.
Again, the accent is not magic. They still do not know what you're saying.
It's disturbingly clear that the 3 promises are still important to them.
Did you think they would forget? Those promises were the conditions under which they approved of your marriage to their daughter. They're going to be important forever.
They realize now that I don't speak the language. I'm not sure how they're gonna handle when they find out how my feelings are about having children and don't know how I'm going to take care of Tata.
It is a new day, and the 2 are pretty tired because they were up all night being annoying.
Annoying is our word for making love.
So apparently they call it annoying because it happens late at night when James is trying to go to bed, and Meitalia starts bothering him and asking him to skewer her like a pig. James is pretty upset that the hotel bathroom is so wet, and he says that it's because Meitalia is going absolutely nuts with the bidet. And apparently, James hates bidets.
It didn't wash my booty hole, it washed the insides of my booty hole. This was a deep clean.
I don't think that was a bidet.
Put it down, spray it.
Okay, what about the backside? How are you gonna get the back?
Meitalia then goes on to be like, okay, well, if you gotta hit your ass, you just open up your legs wider and you put the spray a little further back. And James is like, okay, but like, I got these dangly bits. And Meitalia's like, okay, then you take your hand, you grab your dangly bits, and you lift it up.
Okay, so now I'm supposed to reach down, grab everything, pull it up, and then spray.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is lifting your cock and balls that much of a chore for you? Do you just be slanging so much dong over there that it is such a chore to lift something so monumentally heavy? The 2 are planning to head back to her parents so that her father can teach James how to make the banana chips. And James is hoping that this will change their mind about paying him because I guess now he's producing the banana chips and not using them as a wholesaler.
Tata's told me that her parents don't pay family members to help with the banana chips. But in our situation, I'm really hoping they're willing to make an exception.
James is really starting to piss me off. He goes around making terribly selfish decisions that put him in a very bad spot financially, and then he just expects everyone around him to suffer and pick up the slack for him. We all know that James is not gonna do well selling banana chips, because in order to sell something to somebody, you have to talk to them, and he don't know the language. He has already made his own family's company suffer the consequences of his selfishness, and now he's making his wife's family do it too.
Because we can't just not ever make money. With the car right now, that alone is like $700 a month.
First, why do you have a car? Second, why is it costing you $700 a month?
Our car broke down. We ended up getting stuck with an $8,000 bill,
We still owe money on the vehicle as well. We tried to sell the car, but
but no one's buying.
I honestly find it very difficult to believe that they could not find a buyer for their car. I mean, sure, maybe they couldn't find a buyer at the price that they wanted to sell the car at, but then you gotta sell it at lower than you wanted for it, dude. Like, you need the cash. You do not need a $700 a month car payment for a car that you do not ever plan on driving ever again. I swear to God, there are 2 brain cells left in James's head, and they are both fighting for 3rd place.
Is that even something that we could make here? $700 a month.
It's hard.
So that's gonna be a stressful thing.
That's why we need to talk about it with my parents.
Meitalia's like, we really should tell my parents because my dad could have really good advice for us. Also, they should know that you are planning on living with them for the foreseeable future, and that they now need to supply you with jobs. James asks her when she wants to tell him, and she's like, I want to tell them tonight. And he's like, gee, I don't know, that kind of sounds kind of fast.
You know him better than me, so I'm following your lead on this.
The sooner the better.
I hope you're right.
Let's move on to Statler and Dempsey. This one is gonna be fast because not a lot happens. Statler has been panicking the entire 10 hours that she has been traveling.
My new home is a van. I'm in so much debt. My friend has me doubting if Dempsey is using me, and there's no backup plan.
And by the time she lands in the UK, this poor girl, she ain't got no spoons left.
Yay, I'm here. I'm excited to see you.
You're not happy?
No.
It makes me sad.
You have no reason to be sad. I'm here.
Dempsey's like, honestly, I kind of wish she was happier to see me because we haven't seen each other in 2 months. And Statler's like, I am happy, okay? On the inside, I am just tired. I want to go to bed. I will be happy, happy, happy later.
I don't even have energy to smile right now. Like, I just don't. I'm not gonna try to force myself to fake it.
On one hand, I do feel really bad for Dempsey that this was the reaction she got from Statler, but on the other hand, I was way too busy being appalled by the fact that the way that Statler is behaving reminds me so much of myself. And I was not really looking to have my flaws called out by this kind of show, ever. Anyway, they get in a car, they're off to pick up the van, and Statler is so pissed that Dempsey scheduled picking up the van the moment after she landed.
If we can do the whole camper van tomorrow, like, I don't know why this was planned immediately after the flight.
Because we're on a schedule, Statler.
And Dempsey is getting pissed because she's had to plan everything about this trip because Statler gets overwhelmed and freezes up and has not planned a single thing. While I understand that it is very annoying to be planning a trip on your own, Statler is also the one who is basically funding the majority of the trip, so you know what? Both of them have the right to be mad, and both of them are.
I'll be excited on my own. I'm
Then
not
be
gonna suppress-
excited on your own. I'm not in charge of your happiness. You're in charge of your happiness. I'm enjoying it just fine, thank you.
I'll enjoy it then.
Lastly, let's move on to Josh and Lily. Josh and Lily meet up with her friends so that they can go play some badminton, and we find out that Josh is a hella jealous person.
Are these the boys you always play with?
Yes.
Lily's talked about the guys she's played badminton with. That always just made me wonder, who are these guys that she's playing with?
After the game, the two sit down and Lily tells Josh that she really hopes meeting her male friends has helped him see that there is absolutely nothing to worry about.
I would ask you, can we video call?
Yeah.
Can I see who you play with? And when you would say no, it made me wonder why.
Do I think that it's weird if your wife is like, no, I don't want to video chat you because I don't want you to meet my male friends? Yeah, that's a little sus. However, it is clear that Lily is okay with you meeting her male friends because she's the one who prioritized this get-together on your behalf.
Sometimes you hurt words to me. Example, you think I'm love you, is fit love you. No.
Red flags, they are definitely starting to go up for this guy. I have a feeling that when Josh asked to FaceTime her guy friends, it was less of a I want to meet your friends moment and more of a if you love me, prove it moment. And yeah, if I were her in that situation, I also wouldn't really want to comply to that request. Also, I think it's kind of weird when people don't allow their partners to be friends with the people of the gender that they are attracted to. In most cases, it's not really a respect thing, it's more of a control thing that manifests out of jealousy and insecurity. And cheaters are gonna cheat. Josh then responds by saying sometimes he will text her and she won't respond for a few hours, even though the message shows as read.
So when I feel ignored, sometimes I will say, I know you love me, but you're not in love with me.
Or maybe she's just f***ing busy, running the company that she owns. Or maybe it's the 12-hour time difference. Lily tries to reassure him again that she loves him and she is so happy that he is her husband.
But in your future, don't say hurt words. These words so hurts me.
I'm sorry.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride, and if you like this video, please do consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode. A huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you guys so much for your ongoing support. I hope to see you guys for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!